I'm a scrapper as an artist, so I have to audition a lot. A lot of people go, we know he can be a robot, but can he be a robot who cares? And so I have to audition for that too.
Can you?
It's a different kind of caring from the last robot who cared that he played.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Once we were spacemen.
I tend to play weird people, usually aliens and robots and things that don't have romance.
I once didn't get a job where they were looking for a Nathan Fillion type. Once we were spacemen.
Once we were spacemen.
This episode, Alan.
Yes.
Just you and me. We're going to hash some things out.
Oh, okay.
I just read an article. Friends who poke fun at each other are more likely to be long-term friends and the more loyal friends.
Ah, yes. Because they feel like they can say whatever and they're not hiding.
Yeah, if anyone needs to take you down a peg, you can count on those ones to do that for you. They'll tell you the truth about something, and because they're always gonna rib you about something, but in a good-natured way. This part of the show is called What Were You Thinking? You have this incredible show. You're having a great time. You're doing a lot of really creative things. Resident Alien. Really enjoying it. Some great special effects, too. And you said, I'm going to call up my buddy Nathan to do something that will fit in his schedule because he can't just come to Vancouver all of a sudden.
Agreed.
He's got his own job. I'm going to have him be an octopus in the sushi restaurant.
Right, number 42.
You are just jealous because I discovered another alien who is my people, my real family. You are just a distant cousin who lives in a mobile home.
Hey, cousins are real family. I'm at least more family than that dumb land seal sitting next to you.
Do not talk badly about this beast. When I give him treats, he is happy. When I give you shrimps, all you do is complain.
All I said was, could you serve them with a smile?
What were you thinking?
What was I thinking? I was thinking fans were going to love this. And in fact, do you know what the cast gift was? So this was the final season. We just finished a minute ago on Monday. And at the time of this recording, we just this week finished.
Congratulations.
Fourth and most likely final season. The cast gift was Makeup Effects gave everybody little 42s. They gave out a ton of your characters. Really? Because it's a character favorite. Also, I meant to send this picture to you, did not. At the cast party for the fourth and most likely final season of Resident Alien was 42. He was there. They had a couple of alien things. They had the alien body. They had some masks and some different alien faces. And then they had 42 up on a pedestal, which was appropriate. They loved your character. And then they loved also your death was one of the most exciting things because you were killed by a dog, just chew-toyed up, and we didn't have much of a budget, which is one of the reasons why it's probably most likely the final season of Resident Alien. And when you died, I insisted on giving you chest compressions in an attempt to revive you, which when you're an octopus it's its own death sentence because it's all of my weight just being forced into you. But they didn't have money for VFX. So what they had with this rubber U-42, they had a little filament and your tentacle came up and touched me on the cheek as you were telling me in your dying breath to go on. And whatever happens, when I die, eat me. Eat me with white wine and a garlic butter sauce, I think. Lemon butter sauce. And the little tentacle comes up and touched my cheek. And it's so obviously a filament on there, and it's so obviously just being crappily puppeted. It makes it that much funnier.
I will never forget you.
It was an honorable death. Honor my life by eating my dead body in a butter sauce with a nice, a really nice Chardonnay.
42. No! No! 42! No! You can't go. Stay with me. Stay with me.
But you were really selling the emotion. First of all, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on your show. I really enjoyed that.
I don't know how you died so quickly. 42 was gone too soon. Too soon.
Thanks for that.
You were my compadre at home that I could confide in.
Not the first time we worked together. I actually tried to get you on Castle.
I know.
We had a great character for you. Basically, we find you having been murdered, and you pop back up, and you're not dead, and someone was clearly trying to kill you, and never succeeded. You kept having these near death or would actually die and come back. And I was convinced you were Bruce Willis from the movie where he gains superpowers and he can't be killed. And
oh, right.
The film Nathan is thinking of is Unbreakable.
And you couldn't do it, unfortunately. You're a working man. You have other jobs. I totally got it. We got Jonathan Silverman to come do it, actually.
I know, and he did a really good job, which made it that much more annoying.
I'm not going to complain.
It's not okay.
We did get to work together in The Rookie.
Yes. I've been doing Resident Alien now for 7 years. It's been my life. 7 years. So we did 4 seasons in 7 years. We weren't great at scheduling. I'm gonna say, plus COVID, and anyway, Canada doesn't get our show. Not that they don't get it, like, I don't understand. More like they turn it on, it isn't there. There's nothing to turn on. It's gone to Netflix. It has not gone to Netflix in Canada. You can't see it on Netflix. So I went to the con and I was signing Firefly things and I was signing Star Wars things. And I had a ton of people come to me and talk to me about Rookie. A lot of young people. I meant to tell you this because Nathan would like to know this probably. A bunch of young people like, I love you on The Rookie. Are you going to come back to The Rookie? I love The Rookie. When do you come back to The Rookie? So I had that because for Canada, that's the only work I've done in the last 7 years is The Rookie. And they want more of my character there. So just saying, I'm just putting it out there.
I'm not going to lie, Alan. You were a big hit, not only on the show. Your character is hilarious. You do great stuff. You were a big hit, not only with me, because, I'm your buddy, but, man, you are funny as hell. Just watching your process, watching you come up with stuff, the stuff you just find, just that occurred to you is amazing. But you're also a huge hit with the
ladies
cast and crew.
Oh.
And
okay.
Some of them are ladies.
Right.
You're a big hit. People enjoy your company. They like having you around. They enjoy watching what you create, but they have to spend the day with you. And I think that's, for them, the worthier part. And then they go home and people say, what's Alan Tudyk like? And then they can go, you know what? He's great.
Total jerk. Oh,
total jerk. He's great at being an a-hole.
Well, you and I should probably get together and do something again on camera. If it's The Rookie, fantastic. If it's something else, fantastic. We kind of did it on Resident Alien. Not really. You were an octopus. It was your voice. So we didn't get as much going on, as much play, because we didn't get to do back and forth like we would normally get to do.
That's true. Yeah. Just let it rip. Boy, that would have been Castle. Castle, we would have had a lot of free reign, I want to tell you.
Man.
Yeah. Could run that. We could run that one. It would have been lovely.
Yes.
Did get to work together in Con Man.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Alan, Con Man. What were you thinking?
Man, my career at that point in time was
in the shitter. No.
It was.
No, it
really
wasn't.
There was I was having issues. Man, that was a big, big problem. So I wanted to make this thing Con Man because I've been writing it for a while. I wanted to make the heist movie. But anyway, I had a manager say, hey, go pitch this as a TV show. And so I pitched it at this one company that was making little short form entertainment. So I pitched it as a 15-minute episode thing. And then I fell in love with it. So I just kept writing it. And that thing all fell through. But then I just enjoyed writing it. So I just kept writing it. Ended up writing the first season. And I was going around with our friend PJ, who was producing, to different people. Went to Gail Berman, who canceled a little show called Firefly. And
she really didn't, though. I think in going back, I think she was there when it happened. I don't think that was her call. I think that's
no, it was.
It's haunting her, I think.
It is haunting her, and she takes credit for it, though.
Okay.
She didn't deny it.
I might be wrong.
I always thought it was Sandy, what's his name? The other guy who she worked for that did it. But the way she talked about it sounded like somebody who canceled Firefly. She said, you know what nobody ever says, Alan? I picked up Firefly.
See? Haunted. That poor lady.
And she's done great work in her career, and she continues to do great work. In fact, I'm working for her right now.
No, God bless.
Yeah, I'm doing an animated show with her called Grimsburg.
Huh.
And John Hamm, we just got picked up for season 3.
Love that guy.
Hulu.
I really like that guy.
Yeah, so so I was at the time, we were taking it around, trying to get it sold. Nobody was buying it. Everybody kept saying, I don't think short form, anyway, it was ahead of its time. And my agents came to me and said, we want you to be on this TV show. And there was a TV show that was going to be going on NBC, and they wanted me for the role. And I said, they need to carve out Con Man. I've been working on this too long not to do it. And NBC said, no, you won't be allowed to do it. Or it was ABC, I apologize, ABC. You won't be allowed to do it. And I said, okay.
Our apologies go out to NBC.
Yes. And then I said, let me just do one episode of Con Man on YouTube. And that's all I need to do. I just need to do one episode. It will satisfy the itch. That's my final offer. And they were going back and forth with lawyers, I was having to go up and test for the thing at ABC. And I was in line to go through the guard shack thing to get on the lot at ABC. And I got a call from my lawyer saying, they won't go for it. You can't do any Con Man for as long as you're doing this show. And I said, all right. And I got out of the line, to which my agent said, we're out of here. To which I fired my lawyer. It was like a mutual thing with my agents. I had a manager. I had lost all my representation.
This sounds a lot darker than I remember it, because it ends up being a success story.
Right. So
It
they were
sounds
like,
really
they said
tough.
as long
It sounds like it was soul crushing.
they said if you go, my agent said, if you keep pursuing Con Man, we can't be your agents anymore. We need to make money off of you, and you're not making any money. You keep turning things down that get in the way of Con Man, but nobody's buying Con Man. So what are you doing? You're doing nothing. I said, goodbye, get out of here, goodbye.
I feel that's unfortunate that they didn't see the long-term potential of just the relevance and the idea, the love letter that it was. That's too bad. I wonder if they regret that now.
They did, because it wasn't, after that, it was like, we're going to go to Indiegogo, go to the fans, and the fans supported it so much so, as you know, that we broke all sorts of records and ended up being $3 million to make the first season. Plus we made the game and we made comic books. And
I remember, can I do a side note here?
Yes.
I remember we did a promo video and they said something to the effect of, you can't have it be longer than 2 minutes. No one's going to watch it. And yours was like upwards of 7.
Yeah, that's right.
And you said, no, it's going to be this. Listen, you don't understand. He said, no, you don't understand. And cut to the incredible, how many huge big stars, by the way, did you have in your little promo video? I remember James Gunn was there.
Right.
Joss Whedon, I want to say, was there. Gina Torres was there. I was there.
You were there. Seth Green was there. I got to go. I went by where he records all of his Robot Chicken, and he did a promo there.
And then there was the unfortunate timing. There was another couple of guys who wanted to do another show based in like convention circuits, guys who were, in sci-fi shows, and
called like Con Men.
Yeah, it was basically
similar name and everything.
Yeah, just the timing was so unfortunate, but their video was like the two of them saying, "Hey man, this is something we want to do," sitting on lawn chairs in front of a garage. It came out like the day after ours did.
Yes.
I feel kind of terrible about that.
They're very nice guys. I'm sure they
really
cursed our names. At the time they did, because we just upstaged them. We upstaged them. And we had a big production value because PJ, our producer friend who was producing with us, he had a flair for, let's get a studio, let's get it. This is how we need to make it. He had better idea of production value going in.
Mm-hmm.
But I also got Star Wars then right after the Indiegogo launched. And so my agents who had just fired me, I had a Star Wars movie and this success Indiegogo and all these people who then really wanted to be in it because it was such a hit. Everybody knew that it was a big success on Indiegogo. A lot of actors were very, remember you were tweeting, it was back when Twitter was still fresh and fun. Mm-hmm. And William Shatner tweeted for us. And
yes,
it was really, really cool, man. People still ask about it. Definitely at the cons, they would love to have more of it because it tells the story of people who do cons. So I feel like it's something that could always be done for YouTube. Now, finally for YouTube, which is one of the most successful streaming platforms out there, if not the most successful streaming platform.
I'm still
right
pitching the movie, by the way. I have a little. I've got ears out. People listening, and I always throw that idea out there. People go, oh, and they write something down. I don't know what they said. Never in a million years. I don't know what they're writing, but they always write something down.
Good.
I have another question for you, Alan.
Yes. What was I thinking?
What were you thinking? Clearly, you're a huge success. You have tons of movies, incredible voiceovers. I don't think Pixar makes a movie without you. Congratulations. It's amazing. You all these incredible things that you do. You lead this incredible show. How about a failure? The worst audition you ever did that just haunts you to this day?
But I have so many bad ones. There's so many. I don't know if they haunt me.
Which one would I enjoy hearing?
Here's one.
That was fast.
Well, this one's bad, but it also, I almost didn't get Resident Alien because of this.
That's recent.
That is recent. So it was do you remember that movie, Dinner of Schmucks, Dinner with Steve Carell and
yes,
right. So I was coming in to audition for the director, and the casting director had said, they wanted me to audition. I auditioned for somebody else, but they said, we want to see you for the blind swordsman, and we want to see what you do with that. And so I came in early before the director came there, and she said, we want you to know that he does not think that it should be funny that he's blind. Like, that shouldn't be the humor. He's a great swordsman. He just happens to be blind. So I was meeting Jay Roach, and I was like, well, he's kind of missing a lot of humor there. And she said, well, don't do anything. Just be a good swordsman. Okay. And so the joke was, there was a joke in the scene where he says, he goes up to the wall and he flips a switch, which he thinks is the light switch, and it turns on a ceiling fan. And he says, now I will make everything equal. See how good you are in the dark. And he flips a switch and the ceiling fan goes on. And I did that. And then I jumped, did a fencing jump right into a wall. And it was exactly what I was asked not to do, was to be making fun of his blindness. I considered it a success because the two people, the guy who was running the camera, the assistant who was running the camera, and the other assistant who was second reader, both went, they were there laughing, but they're trying not to laugh out loud.
And they're not allowed to laugh.
They're not allowed to laugh. So they're trying to hold in their laugh, going, Jay Roach is dismayed and is like, what just happened? And the casting director, I remember her look of just betrayal. She felt like I had betrayed her. And that's who cast Resident Alien. And they all tell this great story about Alan. When Alan came in, we knew it was him. And we had auditioned 103 people before Alan came in. There's a reason why I was 104, because she didn't want to call me.
Oh.
She's like, I can't trust that guy. He's going to jump into walls. But I considered it a success because I made those two guys laugh, and it was obviously funny. And wasn't that what it was supposed to be? So that's I have a lot of failures that are based in my poor judgment in what is important. Making the people who are running the audition laugh when they're not supposed to laugh, that was the acme of success. Not getting the job. That's a problem. How about you, Nathan? What were you thinking that one time when you auditioned and everything? What happened? What didn't you get?
I wish I could remember what the project was. It was on Bob Hope Drive over by, I think, the NBC studios in Burbank.
Warner Brothers.
Was it? No.
Oh, right. They're all
yes. It's on the backside of Warner Brothers, way over there. But I think it was a separate thing NBC, from the Warner Brothers lot. But I think it's over there. And it was hot. It was like 109 degrees in the shade in the valley. And I get to this spot, and there's like a entry with a little lobby, but you can't sit in there. You have to wait outside.
Yes.
And like I said, it was hot, and they're behind. And they've got, 11 people out there wandering around, and shade is at a premium. Everybody's trying to crowd under a tree. And there were no less than 15 pages of sides that I have been preparing. And I am an hour and 45 minutes, I think, outside waiting in this heat because I need the job.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's terrible.
I get called in. I finally go in, and there's like 9 people lined up in chairs, and they're all having what looks to be the same kind of day I'm having. They're not, everybody's unhappy. It's hot in there. It's not as hot as it was outside. And the casting director who led me in said, "We're just doing scene 4." And it was kind of abrupt. And scene 4 was like a quarter of a page, less than, one side of a phone conversation, where it's just you on the phone. There's no one else there. It's just going, "What do you mean?" "Well, I can't be there at 4 o'clock. No, you have, yeah, okay, yes. It's just that."
You got the job as far as I'm concerned, my friend. But go ahead.
She said, "We're just doing scene 4." And I go, "Oh, fart." And I had just kind of come to a thing where by the way, I hadn't worked in a long time. This is my long stretch of being unemployed and just a lot of rejection. I wanted to try to control that experience a little more. So I said, "Clearly, you guys are running late. And what I hear you saying is you don't have a lot of time. How about I do scene 7? It's about the same length of time, but I worked really hard, and I think you're going to like what I did with it." Mm-hmm. And she looks at me with this snarly face like I just slapped her, and she goes, "No, scene 4. And it was so abrupt and so awful. I just said, "Well, there's no way I'm getting this role now. And there's no way I'm acting for this late." I said, "You know what? This job isn't for me." And I kind of rustled up the papers, and I walked toward the door, and I threw them in the trash can, and I swung open the door, and I left. And I was just like chest out, strutting, and I said, "Yeah, that's a whole room of people who will never, ever hire me, ever. Like, what have I done? What was I thinking?" I learned a lesson that day. Keep it to yourself, man.
I don't know.
Also, go home, man. Go home. If they're making you wait outside in 109-degree heat, say, "Hey, clearly you guys are running late. Let's reschedule this," because
that would have
hour and 3/4. That's inhuman.
Yeah,
inhumane.
There's a lot of bad auditions. It's crap. Now you don't have the fun of going in and sitting in 103-degree heat. Now people just give you roles or offer you roles, or you audition on tape at home. And you do it. Have you done any of this? You don't have to do this stuff. Let me tell you what it's like. I'm a scrapper as an artist, so I have to audition a lot. A lot of people go, "We know he can be a robot, but can he be a robot who cares?" And so I have to audition for that too.
Can you?
It's a different kind of caring from the last robot who cared that he played.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have to audition a lot. So now it's all on. You get to just do it yourself.
For you younger listeners at home, going on tape means recording yourself digitally, referring back to an older technology where we used VHS magnetic tapes. They were the size of a shoebox.
It's so true. So yeah, there have been errors, and I continue to make them. I'm really good at making errors. So I know that whatever I am doing is meant to be, because I screw up a lot. I make bold choices when I audition.
Yeah, but you fall upwards, Alan. You've clearly carved something out for yourself, but it's not cheap. It's not easy what you do.
We'll see from this date on how long it takes me to get out of acting, because I do feel like I'm going to get out of acting. I said this to my wife the other day.
You're married?
Yes, you were there, the wedding, remember?
That's right. She's a Canadian. She's from my hometown.
Yeah, she's from Edmonton. Carissa, I said, I'm going to quit acting, and then I got a job offer to do something in June, and I was like, maybe I should do this job, though. This one job I'll do. Because it's an independent movie, and it's some really cool actors, and it was a play that they're going to make into a movie, and I want to do a play, so I'll just do a play for a movie in Chicago in June, because who doesn't want to be in Chicago in June? So I'm not quitting yet, but it seems like I think I'm always going to be quitting now. I'm at that point in my life. We're at the same age in our 50s where I think,
What will you do?
I think I'd just write. I could maybe start smoking weed again. I don't know. The second one sounds like a bad idea.
Here's what I see you doing. I'm going to quit acting. I'm going to do this writing thing. I'm pretty good at it. Oh, I've been writing this. I've been writing this. Oh, it got sold. Oh, I'm going to be on the set. I'm going to be talking. No. Okay, that's not how. No, you're playing that. Step back, and now you're in it.
So I end up acting my own writing. It's possible. I do want to create something again. I do want to write something again. You mentioned Con Man. Now enough time has gone by from Con Man. I remember it was very hard. I didn't allocate enough jobs. I directed most of the episodes just because I was afraid to ask directors to do it. So
you were afraid.
Oh yes.
What would happen? What was the fear? If I do this, then what would happen?
If they said no, it would make me feel bad.
Oh,
I don't know.
Fear of rejection. That's real. That's a real thing.
Yeah, and I had built it up, so I was like, I'll just do it. I'll just direct it. And I gave myself too many jobs. So now I like directing, and I learned a lot from that. But now directing is something else. After doing it for Con Man, then acting after that was different. So I was watching directors in a different way after directing, and now I've directed again and again. It's changing.
If you could reboot a show from your childhood.
Firefly. Oh, from my childhood. Got it.
I like where you're going with this, though. If you rebooted Firefly, would you bring it back or would you reboot it?
I would do the thing that you know about that we talked about one day in your house. It was a fan fiction where I didn't read the whole thing. I read page 1, which was somebody lands on some distant moon somewhere. There's no habitation. They're making their way out to this little shack of a cabin, and they knock on the door, and older Mal Reynolds opens the door and says, "What?" And he says, "We need you." And that's how you started. It's rebooted. You're now flying the spaceship. You've got a new spaceship, probably a Firefly class. I don't know. My guess is yes. And you come and you find us all the ones that are still alive. I'm currently dead.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
Too soon. But you find the other guys, and then you put together a new crew.
Now, that was very good. I'm not gonna.
It was a fan.
I'm writing this down as well. I wrote that down. Now, television shows from your childhood. What made an impression on you? I loved Simon and Simon. I thought MASH was cool, but it got me down sometimes. Gilligan's Island was the only kind of window into a non-winter tundra that I had access to. I just liked the beach, the sand, the palm trees, the leaves.
Were you Ginger or Marianne?
Oh, it would shift constantly. I mean, you couldn't shake a stick at either one of those ladies. They were wonderful for different reasons, but
that's pretty solidly Marianne. I don't know. Something about loved her. I realized that most boys who watch Gilligan's Island had that question in their mind: which one would you want to date of those two women? Miss Howell wasn't really on the. She wasn't dating. She was married. That's why. But if a girl watched that show, she didn't have the same options. She either had the professor
or Gilligan.
Yeah.
Unless you like the big hunky guys, and then she got the skipper.
She wanted a bear. I bet there were some young men who wanted the skipper. That's a type.
Who would you play in this scenario of the Gilligan's Island reboot?
I would want to play Gilligan, but now I'm too old to play Gilligan, so I guess I'd play Mr. Howell. I don't know. There's no reboot of that show. It's too ridiculous now in this world. It would have to be sci-fi.
They did reboot it. They called it Lost. It was a big hit. Next question.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about the projects you've done, the successes you've had. What's a part that you didn't get that you are really happy about now?
Part I didn't get that I'm happy I didn't get. Okay. There's a lot of these. Ones that I thought were going to be good. Oh, okay. I went up for M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Very talented. Very nice man.
I want to cover our bases by saying M. Night Shyamalan is very talented. He did Old, a movie called Old. And you're not allowed to read the script when you audition for M. Night Shyamalan.
They want to keep that a big secret.
God, there's a big secret because that's his trick. At the end, oh my God, it's a beach where everybody's getting older. It's in the title. It's called Old. Anyway, so I auditioned for that. And I actually know who got the role. It was the actor who played Count Adhemar in A Knight's Tale. His name is
he's great.
Rufus Sewell.
Yes.
And so Rufus got the role. And I remember doing it, and I was like, I thought I did a good job. And I thought I don't get so down on myself because I never get to play just normal people. And it was kind of a normal guy. And I was like, I want to play a normal guy. I just want to play a guy. And for a change, everybody wants to play the thing they don't get to play all the time. So I wanted to play that, and I didn't get it. And then it came out. And that thing is difficult to watch. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes sense, but you get it. And it's what the people who don't like M. Night Shyamalan would say is typical.
You were there. I did a movie with the lovely and talented Renee Zellweger.
Oh, yes.
It was a romantic comedy with Harry Connick Jr., both very charming people. The movie didn't end up hitting. It didn't.
I came by
for whatever
set.
reason. You came to set when I was filming. You were
Venice.
hanging out with me and Renee Zellweger. She was so pleasant and lovely. What a
I thought we had a
lady.
shot. I thought her and I had a shot there for a second. I really did. That's my foolish optimism. I invited her out for beer and burgers.
Oh,
remember? Right there on set, I was like, hey, we're going to go grab a beer and some burgers over at Hanano.
Did she go, tap, pat, pat on your back? Not a chance.
She said, I can't just go hang out in a bar.
That's probably.
She said, it sounds really great, but I just can't go hang out like that.
Well, she was absolutely adorable. She was really, really wonderful, really kind. Myself and another actress had more secondary roles in that show. And by the end of the movie, when it was all cut together, we got a call from the director saying, so sorry, but your parts we cut them. Cut your parts out entirely, so you're not going to be in the movie anymore.
You had a shower scene.
I remember that. That sounds like it was more. I was in the shower by myself.
You were pressing your breasts up against the glass, steam.
Clearly,
I was there.
You have
I was
to do that.
on
I do
set.
that every time I shower.
There was that loofah. What was that about?
Well, no hands. Anyway, the movie came out and to, not very glorious fanfare. And to this day, that actress and I, we kind of, when we run into each other, if that ever comes up, we kind of look at each other and go, kind of dodged a bullet there. Not that we would, have our faces all over it and be responsible for the movie not doing well. Again, we had smaller parts that could be easily cut out of the film.
I know that feeling, man.
But
there's a lot.
It's not the first movie I was cut out of. Do you know I was cut out of Deadpool?
That's right. You were in it. I remember the picture. I don't want to get. I'll let you say who you were. I remember.
I was the bathroom attendant in the strip club.
Yes.
Morena worked in, and Ryan Reynolds comes in, and
Morena's character worked in. The one Morena worked in was down by the airport.
Jesus. And we really need to get Morena for the show.
Yeah. If I'll stop insulting her, maybe she'll say yes.
And Guardians of the Galaxy 2, cut out.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you were in 3.
And 1.
I'm pretty sure I saw
I'm in all 3, cut out of number 2. It happens in this industry.
Right.
But sometimes you say, I don't mind so much that happened. Sometimes you think, that would have been great if I could have been in just a little bit.
Here's one.
What?
I was almost in Guardians of the Galaxy as Rocket Raccoon.
That's true.
It's before they got Bradley Cooper, and I went to London even. I got confused about what I was supposed to be doing, and I flubbed the audition. And I flubbed it in a room full of people, like actors. David Bautista was there. There's a lot of people just around. It was very strange. I kind of remember it, kind of don't remember it, but it was a shoe-in situation that then I didn't get. And because I didn't get that, had I gotten that, I would not have been able to do Star Wars. I would have been busy. And I wouldn't have been up for doing another motion capture role. I would have done one. Once I did Rocket, I would have been like, I can't do any more motion capture. Because motion capture is great, but people don't get how much work goes into it. And there's a certain amount of, it's one of those jobs you have to appreciate everything you're doing. You have to appreciate the creative process and like it for what it is, because people are not going to see you in the role. They're going to watch the role and they're not going to go, hey, that's that guy. And that's part of our job. A good part of our job, or good for our business, is exposure. And when you're a digital person, you're not exposed. They don't expose you. It's not in the final exposure.
Alan, let's wrap it up with worst advice you ever got.
Oh, don't go to Juilliard. They can't teach you anything that you don't already know.
Who told you that?
This dumbass, his name, I forget, luckily, so I don't have to hear from him, but he was a stunt choreographer guy in Dallas, Texas. And I had already gotten into Juilliard. And I was back in Dallas bartending to make money so that I had some money to go to restaurants and buy cigarettes. And Ron was his, I'll just go with Ron. I remember his name now, but he went by Ron. And I knew him from the Dallas theater world. And I told him I got into Juilliard. And that's what he said. Juilliard, you don't need to go to Juilliard. They can't teach you anything you don't already know. And I thought, God, I kind of was thinking you might be an idiot, but now I know. You're not.
I'm positive.
Bright. Yeah, you're not very bright.
I had a guy when I was on soaps, the fellow, one of my mentors, Bob Woods, who played my uncle, Bo Buchanan, sat me down 2 years into a 3-year contract and said, here's what's going to happen. They're going to say, do we invest more time in this kid, or does he want to get out and we need to start phasing him out so they don't notice so much when we replace him? And you're going to tell them you're out. And they're going to offer you more money, and you're going to say no, and they're going to say, we're going to let you out for other projects. You're going to say, can I get that in writing? They're going to say, well, we can't put it in writing, but we'll do our best. That means it's not going to happen. Here's what you're going to do. And he told me to move to LA, and he had a whole plan for me.
Wow.
And he said, and you can't fail, because if it doesn't work out, pick up the phone, call One Life to Live, and we'll welcome you back. Whoever's took your place, we're going to fire that guy. Don't worry about that guy. We don't love that guy. We love you. No one's going to say, oh, you tried to get out and you didn't. No, we're just going to embrace you and welcome you home, and we'll pick up where we left off, and everything's going to be safe and fine. And he just gave me the courage to pick up and leave. And I said, okay,
wow.
That's what I'm going to do. Everything turned out exactly like he said. Everything he said they were going to say, they said. When I responded, everything he said they were going to respond with, they responded with. It was crazy. Thank God I had him.
Wait a second. This is the worst advice that you ever got?
Another kid on another show who was my age said, you're going to what? You have a job. You have a steady gig as an actor, and you're going to let it go on a chance in some other city where nobody knows you? Are you crazy? You're making a terrible mistake.
Wow. And that actor was Mr. James Franco.
And that actor was James Franco. James, thanks for your advice. Alan, thank you very much just for being amazing and being my friend all these years. I gotta say.
You too, buddy. You too, man. I think we are still spacemen. We are still spacemen.
Once you're a spaceman, that's it, man. You can't go back.
No.
You go out to the black, there's no coming back.
That's what I've heard.
Thanks. Hello, and thank you for listening. This is Nathan Fillion. Now is the part where I read aloud the credits for our show in my best telephone voice. So, put on some headphones, lay back, and relax, because this is our time. If you haven't yet, you can always head over to our Patreon to get bonus content, longer episodes, and a chance to get your hands on some incredible crap. If you loved the show, please leave us a review, and feel free to tell all your friends. If you didn't love the show, now is the time for quiet contemplation. Once We Were Spacemen is a Collision 33 production. Some of the names I will mention are my favorite people in the world, and some of them have room for improvement. You know who you are. If you hear your name being read, please stand up. This show is produced by Siobhan Homan and Josh Levy of Collision 33. We are edited, mixed, and produced by Resonate Recordings, with special thanks to Courtney Blomquist and Adam Townsell. Our theme music is done by Carlos Sosa and Joshua Moore. Artwork by the incredible and incomparable Louis Jensen. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think he fakes his accent. Until next time.
I could maybe start smoking weed again.